books, and I assure you that it is the highest service to my Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much. I hereby accept the devotees you have recommended as my duly initiated disciples. Their name as follows. Edward S. Bashu Gopal Das, Donald Narendra Das, Ernest Nityasiddha Das, Gray Krishnar Chandas, Michael Budhar Das, Ritai Govinda Vallabha Das. Rupanang Maharaj may chant their beads. Take good care of them all and always be an example for them to follow in Krishna consciousness. I hope this meet you well. Your ever will share. You read next.
Hare Krishna, Dr. Bhajan. Letter to Makhan Lal, Los Angeles, 11 December 1973. My dear Makhan Lal, please accept my blessings. I am in receipt of your letter dated December 4, 1973, regarding the $100 check. Send a copy of the cancelled check, both sides, to Karandhar for examination. I accept the following devotees as my duly initiated disciples: Chak Chaturatma Das, Alan Anirdesh Vapudas, Robert Pranad Das, Dean Pran Das, Join Kelly Chanchala Dasi, Nancy Vidamba Dasi. I am returning their beads by separate post. See always to their welfare in Krishna consciousness. The conch shell is placed on the altar and used for blowing. It is pleasing to the deity and a bona fide item of worship. Never mind all the rumors you have heard. Yes, if you are able to acquire some farmland and produce grains, that will be nice. Especially, we want to export grains to India. Do not, however, change or disrupt the existing temple program. The economic situation is always precarious, but we are dependent on Krishna only. Thank you very much for your endeavors in book distribution, and please offer your good wife my blessings for her service in this connection. Our preaching work will be measured by the quantity of books we distribute. So continue ever increasingly. Take care that devotees do not become sick. They should always be properly clothed and fed. I hope this meets you well. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
Bangshidhar Babu.
Letter to Jagdish, Los Angeles, 8 January 1974. Dear Jagdish, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your GBC report dated December 31st, 1973. And I have carefully examined the contents. It is encouraging to me that you are closely supervising our 5 centers in Canada. And from the most recent report, it appears that things are going nicely. My idea in forming the GBC is that I may be spared from the management and use my time for translating books. So please continue to correspond and occasionally visit the centers in your zone to see how they are doing. Our program, as we have received it from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is perfect. Now you simply have to implement it without any changes. Your emphasis on book distribution is quite right. I can understand in the northern centers it is very cold now, and yet you report they are still going out for Sankirtan party. Please convey that I extend all blessings to those boys and girls who are trying to distribute our books even under difficult conditions. Regarding spiritual sky incense business in Canada, the best thing is if you can find some competent managers to handle this. So all your time is not spent in selling incense. I understand that you have taken it on because you wish all the centers to be financially sound. So now that you have been managing the business for 4 months, you should find a suitable manager to take it over. Are you approaching universities and schools and attempting to get our books placed in classes? This is another important phase of our preaching work. My present itinerary is to leave for Hawaii on January 14 and then reach New Delhi, India by the first week in February. I am very concerned that our temple in Vrindavan be completely constructed by Janmashtami next, and I am going to personally see to the progress of that project. I hope to see you in Mayapur for the celebration of the appearance day of Lord Chaitanya, when all GBC shall sit down and check out the next year's program. Hope this finds you in good health. I am enclosing the Gayatri Mantra for Ati Garvita Devi upon your recommendation. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
Ramlap, we can continue.
Letter to Rityananda, Vrindavan, 14 March 1974. Dear Rityananda Maharaj, please accept my blessings. I was pleased to appoint you as GBC of South America in the hope that you will organize the printing and distribution of my literature there. On the scale of US and European zones, I have been informed there is a very good chance for spreading Krishna consciousness in South America. Just as Hansaduta and Bhagavan have gone to foreign countries and arranged for a solid program of translation, printing, and distribution of my books by Sankirtan Party. So you will also find the devotees in South America willing to help you in this noble project, which is for the benediction of the suffering humanity. My own Guru Maharaj stressed the printing and distribution of literature even over gorgeous temple construction. And I also was printing even before I have big temples in the US. So you may follow the footsteps of the previous acharyas while always strictly following the regulative principles for spiritual strength. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
Consider.
Letter to Nandlal, Paris, 9 June 1974. My dear Nandlal, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter of May 23rd, just received here in Paris. It is good news that you are finding engagement in distributing my books all day in Hawaii. So there is no question of taking other engagement. Distribution of my books is the highest kind of preaching and thus the best engagement. So take it as Krishna's mercy that you have come to Hawaii and engage there full time, as it is a very important place. Regarding your DT, so long as you are not living separately, you may put your DT on the regular temple altar. And as they are caring for the deity and feeding and dressing and cleansing, so the temple pujari may also give your deity the proper care and worship. The explanation given by Rameswar that Sankirtan is not Lord Chaitanya's Leela, which he compares to the gopis trying to engage others in Krishna's service, is the correct understanding. Please inform Sudama Maharaj that I have received his May 27th letter and that I am encouraged by the progress of the farm as well as the continued book distribution. I have asked Yasoda Nandan Swami to help out in Taiwan, where there are only two men, rather than come to Hawaii. By now, Sudama Maharaj should have been informed by Bali Mardhan that myself and my two secretaries will be stopping off in Hawaii on our journey from Australia to the US and that we will arrive July 3rd on Qantas Airlines at 8:45 a.m. We will stay for 30 hours and he should arrange for our staying in Honolulu. More when we meet. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
Ramilapu,
Yeah. Letter to Bhaktadas, Melbourne, 28 June 1974. My dear Bhaktadas, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your letter of June 17 and have carefully read the content. I am glad to hear you have been thinking of me and have arranged a nice house near the temple for my stay there. As you know, I will be arriving 6:30 p.m. from Chicago on United Airlines on July the 6th. I am also looking forward to attending the grand festival of Lord Jagannath. You have said rightly when you write that the devotees are working to please me by distributing my books. My mission on behalf of my Guru Maharaj and Lord Chaitanya to spread Krishna consciousness would never have been so successful if it had not been taken up by enthusiastic boys and girls such as in San Francisco, especially through distribution of books. I can, however, only stay a few days in San Francisco after the festival. I am due back in Vrindavan, India by about the 25th of July, and I wanted to visit Los Angeles as well as other cities in the US. So that does not leave me much time for staying in one place. My plan presently is to leave San Francisco for LA on the 11th July. So any engagements you can make in SF before that time will be fine. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
if Ramilapu is not ready, you can continue.
Letter to Rameshwar, Vrindavan, 13 August 1974. My dear Rameshwar Das, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated August 8, 1974, and also your letter dated July 18, 1974, with enclosed Chinese edition of Back to Godhead. I understand from your letter that you have loaned Hong Kong Center $1,500 for printing Chinese edition of Krishna Reservoir of Pleasure. Regarding Macmillan, for our missionary work, we want to distribute more books and at a lower price. If they want to increase the price, then terminate the agreement. You must see the contract if they can increase the price whimsically. Consult the lawyers if the agreement can be terminated. If we can print the Bhagavad Gita at a lower cost, why they are insisting to print themselves at a higher cost? We can give them a press who can print at a lower cost. So why they are insisting to print at a higher cost? Macmillan cannot increase the price unless their raw materials are costly. But we can help them to print it at a lower cost. So why they won't agree? Regarding sales figures, please endeavor in this way. The sales figures, this is the only solace in my life. When I hear that my books are selling so nicely, I become energetic like a young man. It is very good report that the printers that the printers are surprised at our sales figures. Regarding monies collected, do not keep this money. Immediately spend on printing books. Perhaps we may require money for building purposes. Building purposes. This should be strictly followed. 50% of printing and 50% for building. No money should be invested for any business. Text missing. He may require $100,000 for this purpose. Let me know if it is possible. I think it is possible, but I want to hear from you. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
Letter to Hamsaduta, Mayapur, 1st October 1974. My dear Hamsaduta Das, please accept my blessings. I am in due receipt of your two letters dated September 19 and 1 September 20 with enclosed copy of the money transfer to Bombay Central account. Regarding the election at Bhaktivedanta Manor, as you have suggested, an election of all members present should be held to make a final selection. I have already suggested this to Mukunda. Another meeting should be held, and I have already asked Bhagavan Das to be present. So there will be two GBCs and all members present. Out of the two candidates, whoever is elected by the majority vote may be the president. Regarding Edinburgh Temple, yes, it should be reopened. I have already explained that once a temple is opened, it cannot be closed. Before opening, we must consider very carefully. Worship in the temple means to personally call Krishna, and he personally comes. Therefore, the arrangement must be there for the temple worship to go on nicely before opening any temple. In Vrindavan, there are many dilapidated important temples started by the Goswamis, but still they are not closed. They are becoming debtor and debtor, and the temple building is practically falling down. But still, the deity worship is going on somehow or other. This is the principle. Closing a temple we cannot do. It becomes a farce and is against the bhakti cult. Our principle must be to carefully consider before opening any temple, and once opened, it cannot be closed. In Germany, you have to follow this principle. Once opened, it cannot be closed. Somehow or other, you have to manage to continue the temple worship. That is the devotional cult. If they are closed and it is impossible to reopen, then what can be done? If there is no deity, then it doesn't matter. If possible, reopen the Hamburg temple and transfer the deity again and worship. A center without a deity can be closed, but a center with a deity, if closed, it is a great offense. The deity is not idol, it is Krishna. We cannot say to Krishna personally, now go away. I am glad to hear about the Gita sales and the publishing of the new books. Therefore, I have appointed you as BBT trustee to publish the German editions of our books as much as possible. I quite appreciate that one main center may remain there and from there the preaching may go on. But no attempt may be made to open a new center without being confident that it will go on. Strictly, this principle should be followed. Before opening a temple, it has to be carefully considered, and once opened, it cannot be closed. Henceforward, completely forget the idea that any present temple can be closed. That you should forget. Don't do it again. At least you should reopen Hamburg and Edinburgh, and the deity should be transferred there again. The book sales are very encouraging, increasing. It is very good news. Thank you. I want this. Record selling is temporary. Even George Harrison's record sales do not continue for a long time. But a book sold becomes a permanent matter for enjoyment. We read the scriptures again and again, and it is still fresh. When there is time, I go on reading my own books. Regarding increasing the distribution in USA, yes, I expect better service from you. Therefore, I have appointed you BBT trustee. Also, Rameshwar is a very nice boy. You can go to USA, that is all right. But if your European and German men are doing well in Europe, why their attention should be diverted by going to USA? For technical help, they can go, but it is better if the local men are trained up to do it, like the boy Tripurari. Regarding book production staff coming together under one roof, I have already replied this point. These things will be discussed in our open GBC meeting and decided. Regarding Balimardhan, yes, if the buildings do not come, then it is doubtful. I understand that one devotee is engaged as Taitreya's personal servant. No devotee can be engaged as personal servant in this way. Otherwise, everyone will do this. Regarding spiritual sky, donating to BBT. Yes, it is all right if some contribution comes to BBT. It will be a welcome facility for expansion of temple activities. Regarding Paris loan, unless full consideration is made in this matter, we cannot lend money to Paris. Your calculations should not be neglected in this matter. Your statements expressing your surrender to your spiritual master is
Ramlapu.
proper. If this principle is followed, you will remain pure and always protected by Krishna. Always follow my instructions and my example. This should be your life and soul. From Madhavananda, I have heard that there is some worship of yourself by the other devotees. Of course, it is proper to offer obeisances to a Vaishnava, but not in the presence of the spiritual master. After the departure of the spiritual master, it will come to that stage. But now wait, otherwise it will create factions. I am having the dollars 4,000 you sent transferred to Calcutta for construction of the Prasadam distribution pavilion here in Mayapur. They say it will accommodate 1,000 persons and cost $25,000. I hope this meets you in good health. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami.
Very nice. So many things, huh? Prabhupada, not only Guru only, so many things. Deal. Under book distribution, DT worship. In DT worship, there's a Grihasthas, very careful. DT, how? DT. When you start, who will take care of the DT after death? You should think about that also. After our death, what will happen? I don't know. You will die one day, but deity will survive. So after death, who will take care? One should take care of that part also. So detours. Book distribution, one point Rameshwar Babu said. So those who are distributing book, they are like gopis. The gopis is always moved. How to help Radha Krishna, how to serve Radha Krishna. So those who are distributing book, their mood is like that. So this explanation of Rameshwar Prabhu about the book distributor, Prabhupada is approved. So that means we should not lament that, we are unable to dance with Krishna in the forest. You can dance in the daytime by taking book, distributing book, Rashli. Book distribution is so important. And Prabhupada is telling that a score give him pleasure. It gives so much emphasis on distributing. Other thing you can compromise, but no compromise of book distribution. Another point over there mentioned, like other sometimes computer in the top seller. Maybe for time in the top seller. But they have no such philosophy. But here, our book, if one book is sold, that knowledge will remain fresh. And Prabhupada personally said, when I get free time, I read my books. Prabhupada read his personal book. That means Prabhupada is confident that this book is dictated by Krishna himself. It's not written by him. This book has come through Krishna's desire. Krishna's dictated. Srila Prabhupada. And that's true. When you read Prabhupada's book, you have experience. You will come to Krishna consciousness. We read so many books. All words or sentences are not important. But Prabhupada's books, all pages, all paras, all sentences, all words, all are important. Especially Sujan, this type of words. Like when we were thinking, whatever word I should use here, and Krishna giving to you. Then Prabhupada understood, yes, it is directly dictated by Krishna. So read Prabhupada's book and distribute Prabhupada. Make it a first priority. Don't become negligent about that. Hare Krishna. You can keep it here. So I think tomorrow or day after tomorrow we should cancel class. Is Maharaja is here. So he will get program in the temple. I should be there. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, Nishinga Chaturdashi will be busy. So next is first May is Sunday. First May is first May. That is Friday. So we'll continue class, resume our class from Sunday. It's a Friday, first May. Hare Krishna, Sri Prabhupada, Shamad Gaur Bhakti.